Talking about video game music is absolutely nothing new. It's hardly an interesting critical point to discuss that music enhances a game's atmosphere. Everyone and their adopted bear children have talked about this at some point. But there is a type of video game music that everyone is familiar with, but very few people have dived deeper into analysing, and that's theme music. Iconic soundtracks that score a point in a game, an individual character or location, or even just the entire game in general. So I want to take a closer look at some of my favourite video game themes of all time and discuss what makes them so great. The first on this list needs absolutely no introduction. At Doom's Gate is easily one of the most recognisable game themes ever created, just behind like World 1-1 and Green Hill Zone, at least for me and my friend group. Starting up that first level and being greeted by this absolute banger is an eternally memorable moment for anyone that's played the original Doom from 1993. It does a phenomenal job of setting up the situation and who the player character is without using a single word. It gears you up and prepares you for becoming a demon-slaying badass so seamlessly, with the song gradually getting more intense to mirror the increasing action. It's such a cinematic track, it feels like montage music for a scene where a character just loses it and shreds through a bunch of people, which is incredibly apt since that's exactly what you're about to do in the game. As far as setting a tone for an entire experience goes, you can't do much better. It works incredibly to score demon slaying and is absolutely one of the straight up most coolest game themes of all time. The next space on this list goes to the Stardust Speedway theme from Sonic CD. I mentioned in a previous video that Sonic CD was my favourite Sonic game of all time, and this track is easily my favourite song in the whole game. This track is used to score the Stardust Speedway area in the game and perfectly encapsulates the entire vibe of the area. Sonic games have a habit of throwing you into locations that are totally random and different to any other location in the game, so these themes are essential to instantly immersing you in the new world that you're in. The Green Hills theme, for instance, is perfect at showing that the location is all about speed and is quite light-hearted, making it more inviting for new players since it's the first location in the first game. Chemical Plant's theme is perfect at transitioning you into the mechanical and dangerous factory that you've just entered. Stardust Speedway's theme is no different and is absolutely phenomenal at demonstrating the area that you've just entered. It's got a beat and record scratches reminiscent of old-school hip-hop, making the city feel active and energetic. The vocals from multiple different people make it feel lived in, and the mixing in of police sirens gives it even more life. The music works so perfectly with the neons of the city, with the piano segments of the song allowing you time to appreciate how beautiful the city is beyond its bright, energetic neons. I have a few honourable mentions. Originally this list was only going to be 3, but there were some that I really just wanted to talk about. The first of which being Mute City's theme from F-Zero, which does an amazing job of feeling like a sci-fi racing track. Considering that this was a specific musical niche that hadn't really been explored before, it does an incredible job of feeling fast, optimistic and futuristic, while still feeling like a present-day racing game score. Another honourable mention is Now That the World Is Ending, which is the title music for Far Cry 5, and easily has some of the most iconic guitar notes I've ever heard. As soon as you boot up the game, you're met with such a calming and regionally appropriate score that fits the dark yet hopeful tone of Hope County's residents. Similarly, the title track for the game's sequel, Far Cry New Dawn, does an equally amazing job at feeling relaxing. A calm before the storm, if you like, again with the hopeful notes coming through for the apocalyptic survivors. We've Got Hostiles from Half-Life Remake Black Mesa soundtrack perfectly summarises the tone of the chapter it scores. It perfectly represents the emotions of Gordon Freeman as he discovers that the military wasn't sent to help the scientists in the facility, and instead they are there to silence them by murdering them. You can feel Gordon's anger and the intensity of the firefights as he presses back against the people killing his colleagues, summarised perfectly by the intense guitar and electronic elements. The final song I wanted to discuss is Star Fox's Corneria theme. This track plays during the first level of every Star Fox playthrough, so people who've played this game even just a few times are more than familiar with it. The theme does a fantastic job of introducing the player to the Star Fox team, and it has such an air of confidence around it, showing you that the team is the best of the best and damn do they know it. It perfectly plays alongside you tearing through enemy forces to protect the planet of Corneria, with such a high tempo that expertly carries the energy of the battle. The tune perfectly reflects how effortlessly the Star Fox team can demolish invading forces and prepares you for the rest of your playthrough as you fight the enemy force across space and confront them face to face. Hey look, it's another little post-video bit. I hope that you enjoyed that, as I think I said in the last post-video bit. I realised just after finishing this that I completely neglected to point out that the music that you hear during the warning screens at the beginning of the videos is itself a game soundtrack. It's from Lego Worlds, which is quite an obscure Lego game actually, but it's got quite a good soundtrack I think, so that's worth a check out if you're interested. Sorry for the terrible lack of uploads, you're probably used to that by now actually, that's not that surprising. I don't really have a lot else to say for this one, just quick apology and to point that out. So on to the outro, I suppose.